Alright, what is going on, y'all? We are back with another video. In today's video, we are here to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. So, in case you guys did not know, the Memphis Grizzlies was eliminated from the playoffs earlier this week against the Utah Jazz. They lost to Utah Jazz in 5. They were the number 8 seed this season. Ended up the season 38 and 34. This game was in the playing game as a number 9 seed. They won both playing games to get that number 8 seed. So, they beat the San Antonio Spurs in the first playing game. Then they beat the Golden State Warriors to get the 8th seed. You have to say this is a successful season for the Memphis Grizzlies, especially for the young guys, because they got a lot of experience. They got that playoff experience, which is must needed in order for the team to take the next jump. The young guys made strides this season. Even some of the older guys made strides this season. I believe the Memphis Grizzlies might have been, or they are, or they were the second youngest team in the NBA. If don't quote me on that if I'm mistaken. Let me know in the comment section who's the first, second youngest team in the league. But yeah, I had to say this is a successful season for Memphis Grizzlies, especially given the way how they started this season. Marin went out with an ankle injury. He missed about 3 or 4 weeks earlier in the season, so this team could have folded. They could have been all the way down the bottom of the Western Conference, but they stayed afloat. They stayed around the 9, 10, 11 seed. During the time Marin was out. And this also ruled out Jerry Jackson Jr., who missed the majority of the season. He only played the last 11 games of the regular season and then played the playing games and 5 playoff games. So they did all this, missing with Marin missing about a month of the season. Jerry Jackson Jr., the other key young guy, missing the majority of the season. When you talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, this is a young and deep roster. My opinion, one of the more deeper teams in the league this season. Jonas Valanciunas, my opinion, were the most consistent player this season. Dylan Brooks, who took major strides this season, becoming one of the John Marin backcourt mate. He's only 25. Kyle Anderson, my opinion, might have been the most improved player on this team this season. Love the strides he made on the offensive end. In case you don't know who Kyle Anderson is, they call him Slow Mo because he's really like the slowest player in the league, but he plays at his own pace. He's a unique player to watch, man. He has such a high IQ, and he's an underrated role player. One of the more better role players in the league, if you ask me. And then you got John Marin, of course. My opinion, didn't have as big of a sophomore season as I was expecting to during the regular season. He had quite similar numbers to his rookie season, which is still very good, and he's one of the rising stars in the league. He really took off in the playing games and the playoff series against the Utah Jazz. In case you guys didn't watch Memphis against Utah, John Morant was phenomenal, and he's the reason why he's one of the rising stars. In the future. So, good season for John Morant. Tyus Jones, solid backup. DeAnthony Melton, in my opinion, pretty solid season. Jerry Jackson Jr. Like I said, he missed majority of the season with a torn meniscus, so he can't really, hold it against him that he didn't look completely like himself. But he's still a young player. He got time to develop, and I think he can be a very good player in this league. Then you got another player like Brandon Clark, which surprised me when I watched him in the play-on games late in the season, and then of course the first round series against Utah. Then he really fell out the rotation. This to show you how deep and how talented this young squad is. Grayson Allen made strides as a role player off the bench, knockdown shooter, became a reliable player off the bench for them. So that's good to see him find a role on this Memphis team. Then let's talk about a rookie. Probably the best shooter this year on the rookie class, Desmond Bank. He's 22 years old, so he's an older rookie coming to the draft, but he had a very, I'll say, solid rookie season, and he definitely interesting player, moving forward for this team. And also, I want to talk about the second round pick up, who I thought was very good pick up. Now you look at it, it's Xavier Tillman. Became a backup big for Giannis Valanciunas. Really solid young role playing big man. Can knock down threes when you need him to. Really gritty defender. He fights on the boards. He's a tough nosed player, and he represents Memphis, if you ask me. Overall, when you look at the Memphis Grizzlies roster and the type of season they had, it's what I expected them. I actually expected them to take a step forward and be in that playoff spot. I thought they'd be around the 8-9 seed, and they were the 8-9 seed, and they got in the playoff. They got valuable experience against a very good Utah team, and it's a bright. It's only thing gonna get better moving forward. I don't know why I could have avoided that. So Memphis Grizzlies had a very bright future, you ask me. Love the step forward that these young guys take, and I love what's to come for this Memphis Grizzlies team. Now let's talk about what's next. Look at it. They cap space. You got Jonas Valanciunas, in my opinion, who's on the one of the better deals in the league, only making $14 million next season. Justice Winslow, who I don't think he's gonna be back on the on Memphis next year. They got a team option for next year at $13 million. I don't think they're gonna decline that team option, and I don't think he's gonna be on the Memphis Grizzlies squad next year. Which I'm kind of disappointed. I had actually come into the league. I had pretty high expectations for Justice Winslow. A lot of that has to do with injury, because when he was playing, he was very solid. He just can't stay healthy, man. And it's unfortunate, man. But I actually thought Justice Winslow would have a role coming off the bench for this Memphis team this season. He just didn't live with the expectations until he could stay healthy. It's just unfortunate. Dylan Brooks, man, like I said earlier in the video, really came along, especially during his playing in the playoff. He was a phenomenal two-way player, and he's showing that he's one of the better two-way players in the league. Only 25 years old, so he just about to enter his prime. And he's making $13 million next season. That's a steal the way he performed in the playoffs and playing games the later half of the season. So they got a good piece with Justice Winslow. Then you got Marin, who was the corner franchise player of this team. Like I said, he was phenomenal in the playoffs, first round series against Utah. Had a very good sophomore season, and he's only gonna get better moving forward, man. Then we got Jared Jackson Jr. He be on the last year of his rookie deal, so got question marks about Jared Jackson. How much money should he be making right now? If you ask me, I think he'd be making around the same type of money John Isaac got this season. He got a 4-year, $80 million deal. As of right now, that's what type of deal I would give Jared Jackson Jr. About $20 million a year right now. Had meniscus issue this season, so he really wasn't himself. He looked pretty solid at times, so he had up and down stretch when he came back for the meniscus tear, but couldn't really hold him to it. He came back for a torn meniscus late in the season when things was like at full swing, so he really had to catch up. And with a whole offseason of work on this game, get himself right, get himself completely healthy. Next season, I'm expecting better things for Jared Jackson Jr. It's going to indicate what type of deal he's going to get in the offseason next season, and I'll wait to see what to do with him after next season. So I think they got, and then Brandon Clark, like I said early in the season, he was getting a lot of minutes. That jump shot was going to have to fix that jump shot, man, because I was kind of surprised that his form changed a lot compared to last season, and then he found the rotation, which surprised me. So we're going to see what happens with him moving forward, but I think he's still be in the rotation of Memphis Grizzlies. Grayson Allen, someone who I was missing, who carved out a role for himself on this Memphis team. Added must-need shooter to this. What this roster really needs is shooting. They need shooting. I believe they need shooting and wing depth. Desmond Bank, one of my more underrated rookie pickups, steals in the draft this season. I believe he's picking in the later half in the first round, later 20s, I believe. He had a very solid rookie season, you ask me, and he added much-needed shooting for this roster. And he's a pivotal piece for them moving forward, especially from a shooting aspect. So I like the way I like Desmond Bank future on this team, and then Xavier Tillman. Very surprising to me this season. He became a backup big. Overtook Brandon Clark spot in the rotation. To me, he just represents Memphis. Was that gritty toughness, hard-nosed team, and he had a very solid rookie season, if you ask me. So the next step, in order for this team to be serious contenders in the West in the future, they took a big step forward this season by making the playoffs, like getting that experience against a championship level team in Utah. Love the experience that the young guys got in the playoffs. Love the way they perform in the playing games by beating San Antonio and then by beating the Golden State team. That just moves, that just does wonders for this team. I love the experience that they got. Excuse me. Now, Valanciunas, Xavier Tillman, I think is very solid center spot, so I think they find the center spot. Love the depth of this team. You got franchise point guard Marin. Got backup point guards. De'Anthony Miller, I think he's one. Is a very solid backup. Ty Jones, to me, is a very solid third string point guard. Dylan Brooks, who really emerged as one of the better two-way players this postseason and the later half of the season. So the backcourt of Marin and Dylan Brooks is decided to look for a Memphis Grizzlies fan. Jared Jackson Jr., like I said, you still got question marks about him. Can he be that all-star caliber player? Coming into the job, I thought he could be an all-star player right now. Right now, I'm leaning towards him being more of an all-star caliber player. Like, I'm not, his ceiling is not as high as I originally thought it was, but I think he'll still be an all-star caliber player. And it's still really early to tell what type of player he can be in his career. He's only 21 years old. So next season, to me, is going to be a big indicator of what type of contract they should give Jared Jackson Jr. It's still too early to tell what type of player he's going to be, like I said. So I think at the power forward spot, they pretty Tyler Brandon Clark. It's going to be interesting. I think he's just backup 4, was out backup 4, backup 5. So I think they found the forward spots. The one lone spot where I'd like for them to add is wing, like a starter wing player. Type of a player to me who would be perfect for like this Memphis team, kind of like a Jaylen Brown type of player. Jaylen Brown, Paul George type of player, Kawhi Leonard, like that mode of wing, like a 6'7", 6'8" wing who really a two-way player. I think they can find a player like that. This Memphis team can be in contender in the West, man. I think as they continue to gain more experience, that this team can continue to get older and get better. Like I said, this is the second youngest roster in the league, man. So you gotta be excited if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan. So that's my one thing right next for them. I keep this unit together, this young roster together, because they, in my opinion, one of the more deepest teams in the league. They got depth. They got a franchise player. They got a nice. I think Jared Jackson Jr. is more like a third option at this point. He got a very solid two-way big in Jared Jackson Jr. I love Giannis Valanciunas in the team. Love the backup of Tillman. I think they're just missing that star level wing player. Like I said, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard type of mode. So they can find like a hidden gem all-star player like that, or they can get somebody like that in the free agency. I think this Memphis team could be a contender in the West in the future, man, alongside like the teams like Denver, Dallas, OKC later down the line. Teams like that, Utah. So this Memphis Grizzlies team next 4 or 5 years, man, it's gonna be very, very fun to watch. I'm very excited for the future of this Memphis Grizzlies team. This team is one of my favorite teams to watch in the regular season, man. So yeah, good to be a Memphis Grizzlies fan, man. And then, like I said, future outlook kind of tie in with next for them, man. Continue to get the young guy experience. Continue to keep this group together. Love we got the cap space. They got cap space. They got a lot of cap space with this roster, so they can get them a max guy. I think Marin is intriguing to play with, man. Pass first point guard who can get his own when he needed to. You got Dylan Brooks who can play the 2 or 3, man. He's a big wing. Then you add another big wing next to them too. Next to Jared Jackson, Dylan Brooks, Marin, Jonas Valanciunas, man. Kyle Anderson. Like I said, I almost forgot to mention him. He had a very good season. He's only 27 years old, still in his prime. He had one of the more underrated seasons for a role player, if you ask me. He's a very underrated defender, had very quick hands for a defender, very high IQ. His shot improved a lot since he first came to the league. If you can have somebody like him as your 6th man, and you send that all-star small forward, like I said, like a Jaylen Brown mode, this team's gonna do wonders, man. So that'll be my next step. That's what I'm trying to add to this team. Get this team experience. Try to add a star level wing player, because in my opinion, wing players are kind of the most important players in this league, man. Big wings. Really turn into the mode of the NBA today. So, yeah, let me know in the comments section how you guys feel about this Memphis team. Are you guys as excited as I am for the future of this Memphis Grizzlies team? Or am I overreacting or hyping this Memphis Grizzlies team up? Let me know in the comments section how you guys feel about Memphis Grizzlies team, and let me know in the comment section where do you think Morant, in terms of like top players in the league, do you guys think he got a chance to be a top 20, top 15 player in the league in the future? Let me know. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys watched this video, please comment Morant is the future. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be on the lookout for a recap video later on tonight. We got 2 games today. Atlanta Hawks versus Philly, and then Game 7, Dallas versus Clippers. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace out.